What were you doing today? Were you thinking about learning the past continuous tense? Well, good news. Today, I will teach you how to use it.
Robert teaches English.
Listen for the past continuous tense in the following skit, then I will teach you how we use it.
Hello, Bob?
Hey, Amar. You live in Egypt, right?
Yes, you know that.
What were you doing last night at 2 a.m.?
At 2 a.m.? Oh, I was just sleeping, Bob.
Are you sure you were sleeping?
Yes, Bob. Why? What happened?
Well, as you may know, it was 6 p.m. here. Children were dancing, people were walking in the streets, and I was stirring a pot of soup when suddenly I had a vision.
What happened in the vision?
In my vision, you were flying around your neighborhood. You grew wings and everything.
Oh, that's very interesting. But I assure you I was just sleeping, Bob.
Right. Hey, Amar, do you remember my pet turtle?
Sure, I remember.
Now that thing was always sleeping.
It was constantly unconscious.
Yeah, what a silly little turtle. Anyway, Amar, call me if you have any dreams of flying.
I will. Goodbye, Bob.
Bye.
We use the past continuous tense in pretty much the same way that we use the present continuous tense. So if you haven't watched my videos on how we use the present continuous tense, make sure to go back and watch those first. I'll leave a link in the description for you. Of course, when we use the past continuous, all of those things are moved into the past, one step backwards. Think about it this way. I am tapping my nose. Now I am rubbing my head. But a few seconds ago, I was tapping my nose. This is the past tense version of answering the question, what are you doing right now? Instead, you're answering the question, what were you doing then?
What were you doing last night at 2 a.m.?
At 2 a.m.? Oh, I was just sleeping, Bob.
When we use the past continuous in this way, we can refer to a specific time, but it means that the action started before that time and that the action continued until after that time. For example, I was rubbing my nose about 30 or 40 seconds ago, and that action continued. It was continuous. Again, I go into much more detail about this in the present continuous series. Just like with the present continuous tense, we can still talk about what we were doing not at a specific time, but in our lives in a bigger time. For example, a year and a half ago, I was recording an album. It took me a long time to record that album, but that is what was happening in that time. That was a project I was working on. A year ago, I was planning my wedding. It can be for smaller projects as well. Yesterday, I was writing videos. Again, just like with the present continuous tense, we can use the past continuous tense to talk about habits.
Do you remember my pet turtle?
Sure, I remember.
Now that thing was always sleeping.
It was constantly unconscious.
It's common to use words like constantly. For example, when I was a kid, I was constantly rubbing my lips, and my mouth was always red because of it. We can also use adverbs of frequency to talk about these habits more specifically. In the year 2014, I was eating donuts every single day. There is one way that we use the past continuous tense that we don't use with the present continuous tense, and that is setting up a story or setting up the main action for a story.
Well, as you may know, it was 6 p.m. here. Children were dancing, people were walking in the streets, and I was stirring a pot of soup when suddenly I had a vision.
When we do this, we tell the listener or the reader what was happening before the action started. Now for practice, I want you to answer this question. What were you doing yesterday at noon? Answer in the comments below, along with any other questions you have for me. As always, thank you for learning with me. I hope you know you're doing a wonderful job, and I hope you know I believe in you. I'll see you soon.
Please subscribe to me. Please subscribe to